That was about as dedicated as I could be. So we're almost at the top of the hour. We're going to get into it in just a moment. Yeah, we are there. So first of all, thanks very much for taking time out of your busy schedules to join us. It's always appreciated. It's good to hang out together. For those of you who are new, we do this twice a week, Mondays and Fridays, same time, same link, same everything. And we're going to move through an introduction, a very basic introduction, but we'll maybe add a few extra details to this CFX project and what's kept this thing so strong for, geez, what's going on 2.5 years now. I know many of you were first getting involved in the summer of 2019. And so obviously as a new company, there are always growing pains, but they've more or less gone from strength to strength. And I know continue to work very, very hard to make sure that we welcome 2020 with enthusiasm and an awful lot to be looking forward to on the business front. Now, we're going to just do a bit of a walkthrough on this presentation, what makes the project tick, who's behind it, types of things that you can expect if you're just getting involved now, and what to look forward to in coming months and years. If someone's interested in being a co-host and continue to moderate and let people in the room while I'm presenting, please hit me up in the chat. Also, thanks very much. Thanks very much for that, Andrew. Also, don't hesitate. Take a second, hit the chat, and let us know where you're tuning in from. That's also always. I just see Marvin from the Bahamas. I was just thinking, I'm feeling a little bit chilly this morning, and then I see Marvin's message from the Bahamas. I think I would be cool with the home office there. Andrew, let me make you co-host. Co-host. Done his dinner. All right, so things are filling up. I think we're going to get rolling. I think we'll probably share a few extra details regarding trading tech, some things that we learned when we were with the head of the trading team and some of the VIPs, the very important people that help make the trading operations run smoothly. We're all on our most recent anniversary event, which of course was a cruise through the Mediterranean. So we'll probably share a few more details in regards to that when we actually get to the trading page of this presentation. And listen, I appreciate the sunshine, greatly appreciate it. Yesterday was sunny, actually, just was only a couple of degrees above zero, but no complaints, especially when the ski season's here, no complaints. All right, let's get into it. Now, firstly, I think we're going to, obviously, just to make sure you're in the right classroom, we're discussing CFX, we're discussing your participation in the platform, and really what makes the whole thing tick. Before we dig in any further, though, I think we're all going to watch a very short 2-minute video together. So let's do that now. This year, we are seeing the dream of financial freedom being pushed further and further away from millions of people. Record business closures and massive global layoffs are pushing people's budgets to the breaking point and having a dramatic effect on their quality of life. Many people are being forced to survive on credit, paying today's bills with tomorrow's wages. This is a guaranteed path to financial disaster. Are you currently enjoying the lifestyle that you're working so hard to achieve? In contrast to these statistics, the wealthiest of our populations increase their net worth year after year, and they're able to accelerate their wealth during economic downturns. How is this possible? Financially experienced people put wealth-building principles to work for them, rather than trading their time for a wage. In the following video, we'll introduce you to 2 of these powerful principles and show you how you can get them working for you right away. At CFX, we believe the opportunity to create financial abundance is the right of every person. A better life can begin now. Start your journey with us today. It will be the most empowering change you've ever made. Okay, so we're going to focus on some of the financial principles that were discussed in that video, some of the things that are critical to long-term success, not only in the global Forex market, but in really magnifying the time that one would invest in the business. And so we're probably going to start talking about leverage and how it can manifest in your life, not only in the global Forex market, but also in the way that this model works as well. I think that's especially important for those of you who perhaps, were downsized or perhaps have a little bit of uncertainty in your life as COVID kind of still lingers on. In fact, one of the things I noticed as I was leaving Europe, heading for home, was just how much of a presence that disruption caused by coronavirus was having in the media in Europe. It was absolutely everywhere. I was really quite surprised. I thought it was on the news a lot in Canada and the US, but nothing at all compared to what I was seeing in Europe. It was a real shame. So I know that we'll navigate this. Hey, Luigi, welcome. I know that we'll navigate this over time, but it is still absolutely a major disruption. So if you find yourself in a position where perhaps the company that you work for, or maybe it's your own company, is really struggling because of various COVID challenges, some of the information that we're going to discuss here, if you maybe are in a position where you have to replace a professional income, we're going to spend a little bit extra time on how one may be able to do that in a compressed timeline. Because a lot of times, when uncertainty pops up and shows up in your life, you don't get a lot of pre-warning. And so for those of you who may be in that kind of a position, or perhaps you simply want to insulate or protect yourself, we're going to show you some strategies that you can use to do that as well moving forward. In the beginning of this presentation, though, I really want to focus on the strength and some of the features of the global Forex market, because of course that's where we live in CFX. It's one of the reasons why we can take as many members as the company has been able to absorb and have absolutely no end in sight, be able to continue to add more and more members to the platform and trade successfully for all of those members. Many people ask me, how can the company do that? Well, the short answer, the simple answer is the size of the global Forex market. You take a look at $5.3 trillion on the graphic on the screen in front of you. This is a daily average, 5.3 trillion. It's not always the same every day, but that's an absolutely massive number. I want you to consider just how large that number is. And it really creates a lot of flexibility and freedom for us. In fact, when we get into the trading specifics, you're going to see that we have an opportunity not only to continue to trade for every member that's currently in CFX, but all of us could very easily share this with all the people that matter to us, and we could absorb them into the fold and be able to also trade successfully for them as well. And that's all due to the size of the global Forex market. But it also has some very specific features that the traders and the technology take advantage of every single day. And so we'll talk about this for a moment as well. It is the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. Also historically proven to be recession proof. Now, a lot of that, of course, is due to size. There's a great deal of flexibility when it comes to risk management. And in fact, risk management, not only did we speak with one of the heads of the trading team on this most recent anniversary cruise, but we got into some specifics in regards to risk management. Every time I have an opportunity to speak with them, whether it's Edwin or another member of the team, I do talk with them a little bit about risk management, because all of us need to feel comfortable when we're not only utilizing a platform for our own personal use, but if we were going to endorse it for others to use, we want to make sure that we're endorsing and vetting something of real value, and we're not perpetuating or passing on something that could harm anyone that matters to us. And so the risk management strategies, because I've been around the Forex space for a number of years, I'm always curious as to how they're doing what they're doing. And I'll share a little bit more of those details with you when we get to that part of the presentation. You also could leverage. Leveraging is absolutely key. Leveraging and compounding are attributes to the global Forex market. And again, those are part of those financial principles or strategies that we talked about in that little 2-minute video we started the meeting with. And then this is a 5-day per week market. So many of you are used to the cryptocurrency space now. Perhaps you've been involved in cryptocurrencies for more than a year or two now, and you know that that's a 7-day per week market. Well, that's not so in the Forex market. The global banking infrastructure and banks play a big role in the global Forex market. And as you can imagine, those types of corporations are closed on the weekend, and so is trading. So this is a 5-day per week market. The very first markets to open, they're referred to as sessions in the Forex market. And Asia or Asia Pacific session is the first to open on Monday when most of us are still tucked in bed. New Zealand is waking up, and then Australia is waking up, and then the Asia Pacific countries are waking up. And then the last market or last session to close is the New York session. Of course, that's late afternoon in New York time, so Eastern time zone. And so between those two, Monday morning, Australia, New Zealand, and Friday afternoon, New York, between those 2 days, we've got 5 days of solid or constant trading between those two. All right, so purpose of the platform. Many of you have had an opportunity by now to speak with Waskar or Edwin face-to-face. And if you haven't yet, in 2022, we feel that at least it's been passed on to me that there's a strong possibility of the company getting back to what was really meant to be the intended design from the very beginning, which is an awful lot of live presentations, member opportunities to meet the owners of the platform, and for all of us to rub shoulders with each other as well. And so there have been some cities and some dates tossed around for Europe and other parts of the world. So rest assured, there probably will be an opportunity not too far away from you for us to be getting together during 2022. Now, the purpose really was to create an opportunity for individuals that perhaps never considered themselves eligible to be trading in the global Forex market. Make no mistake, trading in the Forex market or any other market not only is complicated, but it's challenging. And there are far more losers than winners. Anytime you're learning anything new, there's a struggle. Anytime you're learning anything new that revolves around making money or perhaps taking it away from a bank or someone else, you can imagine there's other layers of complexity and depth to it. So that's certainly the case here. And if you considered yourself not to be eligible, or perhaps you attempted trading in the past and were unsuccessful, this is a place that potentially you can get involved and not have to worry about all of the heavy lifting, because the technology, when we talk about the positioning of the platform, the tech that CFX has developed is really going to do most of that work for you. And we'll talk more about those specifics again in just a couple of minutes as well. So first of all, let's introduce you to the founders of the company. Waskar and Edwin are two gentlemen that have been friends for an awful long time, and they've really separated their list of responsibilities. Waskar is the CEO of the company. When it comes to trading or anything to do with trading operations for all of us, that's the domain of Edwin, and he is absolutely in charge of that space. Waskar really manages the other teams that have been put in place to support all of us as members of the platform, including Ron Pope's company, the Conversion Pros. Many of you have heard that name before. Ron plays an absolutely pivotal role as an independent contractor. His company built out the back office ecosystem that you see every day on your telephone or your laptop or desktop. He's also responsible for all the security, making sure that everything's tight as a drum and nothing ever goes missing from the back office. And of course, inside there is also a really large and growing list of support staff, also social media teams. Many of you communicate with the social media teams, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. And please, if you don't get involved in CFX social media and you're interested, make sure you do. The CFX group is how you can track everything down. That's the THE CFX group. That's the handle for IG. It's the handle for Twitter. You can also jump into Telegram if you want daily updates. So go to telegram.com, whether it's on your phone or your desktop. I don't think it is .com. It's whatever it is what it is. You can find Telegram easy enough with a quick search. But the CFX group is where you'll find the information on Telegram. You'll also find, oh, there we go. Someone's dropped it all in there for me. Thanks, Andrew. That's perfect. Okay. And so all of those teams, in fact, growing teams, especially as, of course, the company continues to build out the types of things that we are looking forward to for 2022 and beyond, that it's a growing list of staff that are working behind the scenes, including, by the way, I know many of you in 2022 are planning on going to tour the company's corporate offices. We'll probably, in fact, talk about that in just a moment. Just so you know, the office manager has been hired and is in the office at present. continuing to update themselves on all of the inner workings. In fact, I think we're going to watch a very short 1-minute video on the office, and then we'll talk a little bit more about that. So that's a space that was designed, actually by an award-winning Brazilian architect and or interior designer, who was in fact part of the ceremony. If you ever want to watch a video of that, you'll be able to track that down. But that was really designed for members. This is a space that, as members start moving through the academy curriculum, you'll be able to, if you're interested, really hammering home those lessons by live in-class meetings. And in fact, as we diversify that academy into a broad range of topics through best-selling authors, there'll be a growing list of professionals that you'll be able to listen to speak on a variety of subjects from that academy. In fact, you saw that in that video. One of those was a classroom-style space where there was room for 50 people and their computers at a desk at one time. Of course, those can be removed, and theater style, we can fit up to 150 people for classes at any particular time. So that was an integral part of the build out of the platform. Let's talk about trading just for a few minutes, because that's probably what brought you to the project in the first place. The type of consistency that we've seen with trading over almost the past, in fact, it might even be 2.5 years now. I haven't done the math, but it was July of 2019 when I first got involved in the platform. I suspect that is probably August, September, October, November, not quite, almost 2.5 years ago. And it was the proficiency that I was seeing from the trading team that ultimately got me curious in the project, and then got me to a point where I was comfortable endorsing it and sharing it with a few people. And specifically in the global Forex market, this, of course, is an EA-based company. If you're unfamiliar with the term EA, very simply, it's an abbreviation for the term expert advisor. And that's just a fancy way of saying software. This is custom software. In this case, it's proprietary. CFX owns everything. All of the programmers and all of those individuals that manage and maintain that software all operate under the CFX umbrella. This is not farmed to a third-party company. It's all managed in-house. And that's very important, because you can find EAs all over the place. You can buy EAs. You can pay up to $1 million or more for them, or you can find them for free on platforms like TradingView and MetaTrader. And of course, everything in between. Really, what gives an EA its value is the detail with which it is being maintained on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And very simply, the marketplace itself, the Forex market, is always changing. Market conditions are always changing. So just imagine for a moment, you're dealing with a piece of software which cannot think for itself. If it is not being constantly adjusted and updated, and the market conditions are changing, how valuable is your software going to be in trading in the Forex market? Well, it's not going to be. It's probably going to start losing money for you. And so it really is the focus, the daily focus. And in fact, it's at the end of every trading day, where all the winning and losing trades are added together, that the professionals will pore over data and just watch how that software was performing on any particular period in time. And if adjustments need to be made, they're there to make them. Now, there was an announcement made on the cruise. And of course, you've also got a bit of a sneak peek at one of the end of month meetings not long ago also. And this is pertaining to an area that Edwin is particularly excited about. It's the development of CFX's own AI. Now, if you're unfamiliar with that term, AI, of course, is an abbreviation for artificial intelligence. The difference between an EA and an AI, very simply, is that an AI that can begin to learn from its own successes and its own mistakes. And so this really it gives the program potentially an awful lot more power in its capacity to grow on a curve and see increasing trading results. Of course, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and many other large companies that trade in the financial space, they're all dealing in AIs. They're extremely expensive. And this is why it's taken a little while for CFX to get close to releasing its own AI for our benefit. This is going to be coming during 2022, and you all will see the benefits of that when it's turned on. And it will be done publicly. So you will know when it's being turned on, you'll know what to look for. And you'll also, I know that Edwin talked a little bit about this on the cruise. It will be turned on in such a way that all of you will have access to trade results from your smartphones or from your desktop, whichever it is that you want to run your accounts from. And so you'll be able to see exactly what trading pairs the AI is getting involved into, which trades are winners for them, which trades are losers for them, what the winning and losing totals are, and how much you're going to benefit on a daily basis in your trading activity. So all those things, they're coming sooner rather than later. I'd love to be able to give you an exact date right now. Just know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes to prep that for the release for all of us during 2022. Okay, so another short video for us to watch on the Academy. Now, the Academy plays a really important role in CFX. From the very beginning, of course, this was meant to be a full-service platform, full service in the Forex space, and already we're starting to see plans for the company to grow beyond, well beyond that. But as far as Forex goes, full service simply means that the company knows that while many of you are quite happy to have various forms of software, whether it be an AI or an EA, do all the heavy lifting for you, the company knows that there are some of you that would like to be involved in that process yourself, whether it's setting a moving stop or pushing up, let's say, a take profit level, or perhaps getting involved in different currency pairs, whatever the case may be. The curriculum that will be rolled out in the Academy, whether it's in the Elemental module or the Advanced Professional or Supreme, there will be a series of videos in each of those modules that really put you in a position so that you can firmly understand how to be successful in the global Forex market, especially when you get down to the Supreme series. And this is really where we're going to focus more on the psychology of trading, what really makes the difference between a trader that wins sometimes and a trader that wins consistently. And a lot of that comes down to mindset. And so these are the types of things that are really going to be hammered home for you if you choose to come to the corporate offices and attend a live professional lecture series based on the things that you'll be learning from the Academy on your own laptop or desktop. And so how one accesses this curriculum is going to be done through something we call a trading pack. And in fact, what you're looking at on the screen right now are the first 5 steps up a trading pack ladder. The first step being a $300 US denomination. So every one of those numbers is based in US dollars, $300 US, 500,000, 2,000, 3,000, and so on. And in the case of each one of these, you can see there are 3 lines of text right next to each one of those trade pack icons, the circular icons. So the first line of text says Academy Pack, second said Trade Pool Deposit, and the third says Leadership Program. And of course, there's a number next to each one of those. Now, those numbers have meaning and they're very important. So let's break it all down right now. First of all, if you're looking at the silver or gray color at the top of your screen, you know that's a $300 trade package. 300 US dollars, and Academy Pack 90 is meaning 90 US dollars. In other words, 30% of the value of that trade package is earmarked for Academy curriculum or an Academy purchase. It's actually a product purchase. That means that there is a remaining $300 minus 90. There's a balance remaining of $210. And that's funny. That's the trade pool deposit amount that's actually going to be traded on your behalf when you own a $300 trade package. And the last line, 150, well, that's not in USD, that's in PV or personal volume. So there's a volume amount attached to a purchase of every single trade package, whether you make the purchase or someone else does. You'll also notice that the volume is always 50% of the value of the trade package. So $300 trade package, 150 PV, $500 trade package, 250 PV, etc. So as we move through from the elemental into the advanced series, you can see there's the next 5 steps up the trade package ladder, starting at 5,000 USD all the way to 20,000 USD. And of course, if you take a look at the 3 lines of text, the mathematics is exactly the same. 30% of each one of those is earmarked for the Academy, and the remaining 70% goes to a trade pool deposit and is actually traded on your behalf. Now, the way the Academy works is very simple. You start at any trade package that you like, and wherever you choose to start, you will have access to Academy curriculum up until that point. Obviously, starting right at the very beginning, because this is all accumulative, and you need to begin the Academy curriculum at the beginning, which would be a $300 trade pack. And then the last 5 steps up the trade package ladder are part of the Supreme series. From $30,000 to $100,000. 100,000 US dollars is the largest trade package available in CFX. And of course, the same 70-30% math holds true. Now, it's very important for me to share with you a trading disclaimer, because it doesn't matter whether the trading platform is automated or manual or something in between. There's always risk in the global Forex market. In fact, there's risk in any financial market or any type of trading. And so you need to make sure you operate with that in mind. So please make sure that when you're purchasing a trade package, that you're only using money that you can afford to lose. Because while we've been very consistent and very successful for the past 2.5 years, past trading success has no bearing on future trading results. Critically important. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to call on members who have been using the platform for some time to share a little bit of information for those of you who are new, or perhaps those of you who are guests, to really help you get a sense of what's possible in climbing this trade package ladder. So members, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit the chat and let me know 3 things, please. Number 1, what is the trade package that you started on? When you started, what trade package size did you purchase? Number 2, how long ago that was? And number 3, what is the trade package that you're using at present? And this will help members get a sense of what's possible in navigating this trade package ladder. Now, one of the things I want you to take a look at, if you're new, take a look at how many of these members are sharing with you their results, and they started on a $300 or a $500 trade package. The reason I want to point this out is I don't want you to feel any pressure, and I certainly don't want you to feel bad if you're in a position right now where you need to join CFX at a small trade package, because have a look at some of these. People starting at $500 now at 15K. That's Monica. Look at this. Han started at $300 and now is a 100K pack. Allison 300 and is at 20,000. So many members started at a $300 or a $500 or a $1,000 trade package. If you're in a position right now, especially perhaps because of COVID or because you're having stresses financially placed upon yourself or your family, and you can only afford to get involved at a small trading pack, please don't worry about that. It is not a liability. You can absolutely navigate this trade package ladder successfully, just like so many other members have. You can start wherever you want to start. Now, of course, if you want to start larger, you can absolutely do that, but don't feel for a second that you need to do that to be successful. This is a very, very important point to understand. Thank you for all of you for sharing inside there with some absolutely fantastic results. Congratulations to you all. Now, we've seen, of course, a ridiculous number of people moving through this trade package ladder very successfully. And I can think there are a lot of members that are on trade packages that are part of the Supreme series between $30,000 and $100,000. How long it takes some of those members to do that, well, you can see right in there because they're sharing dates with you. Now, there are certainly ways that you can accelerate your success or climbing this trade package ladder. And that's really what we're going to be talking about right now. I want to share with you in this transition slide, as we move away from the introduction to the company, how and what the company does, who founded the company, a little bit about their trading proficiency, and we move through that. And now I want to talk a little bit about the two ways that you can participate in CFX as a member. Of course, you can participate as a customer, and a customer has no responsibility other than to make a purchase. And so if you own a trade package, if you own an active trade package, you have fulfilled your obligation as a customer. You made a purchase. That's it. Now, the company has an obligation to you, and we'll talk about that obligation. But some of you also choose to take on the second way that you can get involved in CFX, and that is as a customer that shares the platform with others. So some group will be purchasing only, and that's it. And others of you will purchase and choose to share. And that's one of the secrets in navigating this trade package ladder as quickly as possible. Apologies. There we go. Shut that off. So let's get into some detail right now regarding both of those, okay? I want to pull up the next slide for you and introduce you to a few terms. The first term is bear capital, B-E-A-R. Now, bear capital is a term that describes gains that you can receive through trading activity using the technology that we've been talking about up until now. And in fact, you can receive up to 2 times the value of any trade package on that 15-step ladder through bear gains. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you purchased a $5,000 trade package. Well, through daily trading activity, remember the Forex market is open Monday to Friday. So Monday to Friday trading activity, slowly accumulating day by day, week by week, month by month, you can receive up to $10,000 in trading gains. In fact, if you notice in that paragraph, there's another bonus added as well called the force matrix bonus. So it's the combination of any potential force matrix gains that you may receive and daily trading gains. Now, the next term, equally important, is called bull, or referred to as bull capital, B-U-L-L. And if you take a look at the paragraph under the title bull capital, this is gains or bonuses that you can receive when you share CFX with a minimum of one other person. And there's a list there of bonuses that one may receive when they start to earn bull capital. Now, what's interesting again is that you can earn an additional 2 times the value of your trade package through bull gains. So just to recap, in bear gains, let's say I purchased a $5,000 trade package, I can make $10,000 in bear gains. I can make an additional $10,000 in bull gains. Exactly the same thing applies, of course, if I started at a $300 trade package. I can make $600 in bear gains and an additional $600 in bull gains. So let's have a closer look at how this operates, a bit of a 30,000-foot view on the bull and bear system, okay? So on the left-hand side of your screen now, you should see a red icon representing a $1,000 trade package. Now, to the north of that, you can see bear capital. So this is going to be, if you remember that 70-30 split, this is going to be the 70% of the value of the trade package that we were referring to earlier. 70% of $1,000, of course, is $700. And that $700 is the trade pool deposit. So that's the amount that's going to be traded on your behalf, trading gains Monday to Friday until you ultimately reach 2 times or 200% the value of your trading pack. Now, in this case, it's a $1,000 trading pack, so the max would be $2,000. And below that, you can see bull gains or bull capital, and this is the remaining 30% that's earmarked for a product purchase. So this 30% is what's going to purchase the Academy access for each and every step up that trade package ladder. Now, of course, that's $300 in value. 30% of $1,000 is $300. And that $300 is shared to those who recommend CFX to others in 2 ways. One is a fast start bonus, and the two is a unilevel bonus. So we'll talk about both of them, but in either case, it's the accumulation of one of both of those bonuses that will get you to 2 times the value of your trade package on the bull side. This means that you may choose to either accumulate $2,000 on a $1,000 trade pack if you're a customer, or up to $4,000 on a $1,000 trade pack if you're someone who's sharing CFX with others as well as being a customer. So in any case, this presents 3 different options for you, because when you eventually cap out either at 2K or 4K, you have some options. And one of those options is you can withdraw your gains. You'll pay a withdrawal fee, and you can put the rest of that money in your pocket, and you can quit the platform, walk away from it, and go do other things. Of course, there's 2 other options as well. And one of those is that you could choose to repurchase another $1,000 trade package icon or trade package and repeat the whole process again. There is a third option, and that is that you can withdraw your gains. Again, you'll pay a withdrawal fee, and you can take the next step up the trade package ladder. And this is what you saw in the testimonies that were being shared in the chat just a few minutes ago, members climbing the trade package ladder. So of course, the next step after a $1,000 trade package is $2,000. Now, why would one want to take a next step up the trade package ladder? The answer is actually very simple. If you are trading a $2,000 trade or own a $2,000 trade package, and 70% of the value of that is being traded, you no longer are trading $700. You're now trading $1,400. And of course, if you're trading $1,400, your Monday to Friday trading gains are going to do what? They're going to increase. You're trading more money, you're going to make more money. Very simple. And so this is why members choose an option. They optionally choose to climb the trade package ladder. Very simple. The larger your trade package, the more your daily trading gains are going to be. Now let's take a look at each one of these in just a little bit more detail. The first thing we're going to talk about is trading results, because trading results is something that every single member that owns an active trade package gets to benefit from. So in this particular case, at the end of every trading day, all of the winning trades and all of the losing trades are added together. Now, right off the top of that total, CFX charges its success fee for all of its trading operations. And then after that, of course, all the balance is shared with all of us, all the members in the platform. And in fact, you will receive whatever the payout for our trading activity for the day is. So when all the winners and losers are added together, divided by the number of participants, you will see what the daily percentage is. So let's say, for example, today ends up being a 1.2% trading day. How much money does that mean for you? Well, that depends on the trading pack that you're trading. If you're trading, for example, a $3,000 trading pack, remember, 70% of that $3,000 is actually being traded. That would be $2,100 being traded for you, multiplied by 1.2%, which was the trading day result. 1.2% times $3,500. That would be your result in dollars and cents for the trading day. Very simple stuff. And those start to accumulate Monday to Friday. Now on Saturday is where those Monday to Friday accumulated trading results all get totaled together and pushed to an internal wallet in your back office. So Saturday is where those gains get totaled together and pushed to your wallet, where you can then withdraw those gains. And that's the way the trading works. Very simple. Now, there is a maximum per week on the trading side, and that's what you can see in the center of your screen, up to 15% per week. Now, when our AI launches, we know that we're going to see an increase in trading results. We don't know exactly what that's going to be yet, but it is important for you to know that anything over 15% will be retained by the company. So the most that you'll ever see in a single trading week will be up to 15%. All right, the next thing for us to discuss. Now, this is for those of you who may choose the option of sharing CFX with others, and many of you on this call probably already have. And if you have, you've received fast start bonuses already. One of the things that makes this fast start bonus so impactful is you don't just receive it once, but you can actually receive this fast start bonus over and over and over again. We'll talk about that. But first of all, let's discuss where it comes from. So if you recall, the 30% of the value of each and every trading pack is earmarked for a product sale. And that product sale, of course, is the Academy. So let's say we're using a $1,000 trade pack icon based on our last our previous screen. Well, if 30% of that trade package is $300 and that's earmarked for the Academy, 50% of that $300 is a fast start bonus. That's why it says 50% in front of the title. So 50% of 30% is 15%, 1-5. So let's say, for example, a friend of yours decided to get involved in CFX and they purchased a $300 trade package. Well, you would receive 15% of $300. That'd be $45 to you. If another friend decided, for example, to purchase, let's say, a $5,000 trade package, well, 15% of $5,000 would be $750 that you would receive. Regardless of where your friend decided to get started, each and every time they choose to upgrade and climb the trade package ladder, that's going to trigger another fast start bonus for you. So, for example, when a friend moves from $1,000 to $2,000, that will pay you another fast start bonus on the $1,000 jump. When they move from $2,000 to $3,000, that would be another 15% on that $1,000 jump. $3,000 to $5,000 is a $2,000 jump. 15% of that would be $300. So as they climb that ladder, you continue to earn fast start bonuses over and over and over again. Also, very important, there is no limit to the number of people that you can personally refer to CFX. And so if you're earning fast start bonuses repeatedly from every person you share the platform with, some of you are earning thousands or tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in fast start bonuses. Now, the next bonus and the other half of the money that comes to members from the product sale, which is the Academy, is called a unilevel. And that's why it says 50% again in front of unilevel. So if, for example, one of your friends purchased a $1,000 trade package and you made $150 in a fast start bonus, another $150 goes into this bonus. Now, at the beginning, we talked about leverage. We talked about the potential power in leverage. And if you were in a position where perhaps you needed to replace a professional income because something that's happened to you over the past 6 months or 18 months or 24 months or 20 months, I should say, since COVID has really become a problem for so many millions of families, this would be one of those strategies one could use to accelerate their success and replace an income, because leverage is a key part of the way this model works. Let me explain. So first of all, this is a 10-level bonus. And the first 4 levels are automatically unlocked when you join. You can see level 1, 2, 3, 4 are automatically unlocked. You can also see that all 4 of those levels are 10% levels. Well, 10% of what? Well, 10% of the money that goes into this bonus. For example, your friend joins with a $1,000 trade package. 15% of that goes into this bonus. So that's $150 that would go into this bonus from that one friend joining. And if that friend joined on your level 1, in other words, you were the sponsor, you recommended the platform, that would put them on your level 1. Anyone that you personally refer to the platform, those people would be on your level 1. You can refer 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 or 100 or 1,000. It doesn't matter. All of them would align next to each other on your level 1. Now, when any of those people chose to share CFX with anyone and someone joined on their level 1, well, that's your level 2. And that's how your unilevel grows organically. Friends share with friends, share with friends, share with friends, building out your level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Now, the $150 that goes into the bonus when someone joins at $1,000, level 1 is a 10% payout level. So you would make 10% of $150, $15 to you. If they joined somewhere deeper in your genealogy, in other words, someone else sponsored them, perhaps they land on your level 5 or your level 6, you can see from the graphic on the screen that those are 20% levels. And in fact, that's what happens. Levels 5 and 6 are unlocked when you reach the rank of executive. Now, we'll talk about how you hit these ranks as we wrap the presentation up in a few minutes. First of all, hitting the rank of manager is going to unlock levels 7 and 8. Hitting the rank of director will unlock level 9, and hitting President's Club will unlock level 10. So if you take a look at the screen in front of you, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 levels at 10% payout, 2 levels at 20%, and 1, 2, 3, 4 levels at 5%. Add those all together and you have 100%. In other words, if $150 goes into this bonus, you know exactly where all of that money goes. It's shared amongst those 10 levels. If, for example, you have someone join your genealogy, let's say they join on your level 7, and they got involved with CFX at a $10,000 trade package, well, 15% of that is going into this bonus. That would be $1,500 going into this bonus. 5% of $1,500 would be $75 to you. Now, here's where the unilevel gets particularly interesting. First of all, you're earning a little bit from each of those levels, because as friends share with friends share with friends, you have the opportunity to generate income on all of the activity that's happening in your genealogy, not just from your own activity. And this is where the leverage component comes in. So some of you I know are earning $100 or hundreds of dollars every single week in your unilevel. Some of you are earning thousands of dollars every single week. I know some of you are earning tens of thousands, and I know some of you are even earning more than $100,000 a week in your unilevel. And so this simply happens over time as that genealogy continues to grow. And of course, one of the exciting things about the way this bonus is structured, imagine that genealogy are all doing the same thing. They're all climbing the trade package ladder. Well, every single time that any member in your genealogy takes the next step up the trade package ladder, guess what happens? That triggers fast start bonuses for whoever is eligible, and it also triggers a unilevel contribution. So over time, not only are more people joining your unilevel paying you, but more money is also going into the unilevel as they climb the trade package ladder. And that's why you're seeing such large payouts in so many cases for so many people. Now, there's one other bonus to be wary or be aware of, and that is President's Club, Ambassador, and Global Ambassador. Those 3 ranks unlock something called a global bonus. And those global bonuses can also grow into 6 figures and beyond. Those are paid up monthly, and you can access those anytime you hit President's Club and beyond. But what's very important also to understand about that global bonus is it converts a 10-level unilevel into an unlimited unilevel. So if you'll notice on the center of your screen, level 11 to infinity, that's something that you now can access when you become eligible for a global bonus. So if that's something that interests you, then I would encourage this one thing. Learn exactly what's required to hit the rank of executive, because executive paves the way for you ultimately to get to the President's Club and beyond. Very simple stuff. We'll talk more about that as we wrap up. Okay, so one other bonus we're going to talk about, and this is the force matrix bonus. Now, if you remember, when we were first defining bear capital and bull capital categories, the force matrix was the bonus that was part of the bear, also included in the same category as the daily trading results. Now, there's a reason for this, and that is bear gains are the domain of customers. In other words, every single member that owns an active trade package is eligible for bear gains, whether you share CFX or whether you don't share CFX. And Waskar and Edwin also wanted there to be a bonus available to members that never ever shared CFX with anyone else. And that's what this force matrix bonus is. And by the way, everyone contributes to this force matrix, which is why the guys wanted to make sure everyone had the potential to also earn from it. Okay, let me explain. So in the 30,000-foot overview slide, I said that there was 3 options once you maximized your earnings on your $1,000 trade package, which was the example, the red icon that we used. And in each of those cases, when you withdrew your gains, there was a withdrawal fee that you would pay. If you take a look at the top paragraph on the left-hand side of the slide, CFX has a 20% withdrawal fee. Now, the second paragraph tells you where that goes. That 20% withdrawal fee is divided amongst 3 bonuses. Half of it goes to the bonus that you see on the screen here. 10% goes to a matching bonus, and the remaining 40% goes to leadership rank bonuses. Those, in fact, were just paid out over the past couple days to members who hit ranks. So first of all, let's talk about this force matrix bonus, where the money comes from that pays you. As you get involved in CFX and you have a placement in the unilevel immediately in the software when you join, will you also get an additional placement immediately in the matrix software. Now, you'll notice from this graphic, there's a whole list or a whole number of gray arrows at the top of the graphic. This is because unlike the unilevel, where you could have 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 or 100 or more people on your level 1, in this bonus, you can only have 3 people in the structure on your level 1. There's only room for 3. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you are in the genealogy. Luigi was my sponsor. He was in the, I don't know if this camera's on right now or not, but so he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of people below him. I'm going to unmute him right now just so he can say hi to everyone. Let me just do that. So he's got thousands of people in his genealogy, and but just like you or me, he only has 3 people on his level 1, no more than that. You can unmute yourself, Luigi, if you want. And so if he personally referred a 4th friend or a 5th friend, well, where did those people go? Well, they drop down to a level 2 or level 3 or level 4 or more. I can tell you that I'm on Luigi's, I think I'm on his, I don't know, I'm quite a few levels down in his matrix. And so this creates a situation where you potentially have people dropping into other people's matrix. Now, the design, of course, is if someone got involved in your business and they only want to be a customer, they don't want to share CFX with anyone, they still potentially may have people drop down into their matrix. And if those people start making withdrawals, well, guess what's going to happen to that customer? They're also going to start making money in matrix earnings as well. We'll finish. I'll tell you what. I'll finish describing this bonus, Luigi, how the math works, and then I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions. So, where does the money come from? Well, if someone, let's say on your level, let's say someone on your level 7, you can see the graphic below. You've got 7 levels. Well, you've got 10 levels in depth. And you can see they're all growing in multiples of 3. So 3 is a maximum on level 1, which means that your maximum for level 2 has to be 9. Those 3 people can only have 3 people on their level 1. And then 27, 81, 243, 729, etc. Now, that does not mean that you're going to fill up every single space on every level. What it means very simply is on level 6, as an example, you'll never have more than 729 people. So let's say someone on your level 7, which has room for 2,187 people, one person is making a $1,000 withdrawal. Now, a $1,000 withdrawal and a 20% fee, well, that's $200 in the fee. And if you recall from paragraph 2, half of the fee is going into this bonus. So a $1,000 withdrawal, $200 fee, $100 of that fee is going into the matrix. Now, take a look at the green numbers on the right-hand side, 3, 3, 3, 5, 6, 10, 30, 20, 10, 10. Level 7 is a 30% payout level. So on the $100 that's going into the matrix from the one person withdrawing $1,000, that's on a 30% level for you. So you would receive $30, and the other $70 would be shared amongst the other 9 levels. Likewise, if someone on your level 6 was making a $1,000 withdraw, $200 fee, $100 into the matrix, level 6 is a 10% payout level for you, you would earn $10. And the other $90 would be shared amongst the other 9 levels. So just know this, for every withdraw that's made, there are 10 people making money, always. Okay. Luigi, how are you, dude?
First of all, awesome. I mean, we had an amazing time. We really did. The cruise, but not only the cruise, I think it was after and before the cruise. I even had the best time with you and with everybody that was there.
Yeah, Trieste was fun as well.
It was Trieste.
No, it was fun, and Germany was fun. And we made sure we at least had a couple of beers in Germany for everyone.
Great presentation, John. Like always. I mean, I remember. Yeah, and it's all about networking, guys. Right? As silly as it may sound, whatever you do in whatever company, just build those relationships, because you never know when somebody is going to be part of your network or your organization now, later in the future. You just never know. I met John so many times in past networks, and he was always a person who was presenting just like he does now in CFX, where he became the chief marketing officer, and highly respected. I mean, I always found that he was just so wow. When he speaks, he's just so fluent. And I just built a relationship with him. And here I am, fast forward in the future. Well, I was lucky and fortunate enough to have him in our organization. So, but like he said, it doesn't really matter where or who signs up because he can fall under your network in the matrix. So that's what's cool about this comp plan. And the other thing that's really cool about this comp plan is we're all paid so many levels down each. So it doesn't matter where you are in the hierarchy, everybody gets the same possibility of getting the same kind of money, you know, if you build the same kind of network, because we're all paid on those same levels going down. And finally, I mean, I've always said it since the beginning. I've been networking since I was 25. So I was 57, by the way, this week. Thank you for everybody that wished me happy birthday. I had a lot of nice words and I really want to reach out and thank everybody because it was really touching to hear some of the comments that I had. And started at 25 in ACM. Something hit me. I went into this room and I saw this guy on stage. He was showing these pictures about big boats, nice girls. Well, back then, nice girls was important. Right now, it's not important anymore. But back then, like these beautiful girls, the boats, and the
I thought you were going to say nice cars.
Yeah, that's it. But right now, it's so irrelevant. It's just like now it's the family, it's my dogs, it's now enjoying traveling. Things have changed in perspective, like all of us as we get older. But something hit me that meant all those years ago. It was the fact of making money with your money. I mean, making money with other people making money for you. And like you can't do that in an ordinary job to live free, to work from home like we're doing right now. Many of us we're doing right now. To be able to travel, just wouldn't be able to do that in the corporate world. So that's something that resonated with me all those years ago. But one thing I never had was something where you can make some serious money, like we've all been fortunate to do in the last couple of years with CFX, because most companies I've been part of, and I know that John was also the same thing, we're always product-based companies. And these product-based companies, it's always the same thing. They ask you to buy this big box of portion lotions, motions, or vitamins. Once, okay, you buy the big box, then they tell you you have to pay an auto ship of whatever, $100 a month, you know, to be able to be active, or else you're not paying in the comp plan. But they say, don't worry, it's very easy to pay that $100 a month because you get three people who get three people. And after a while, you're making $20,000 a month. And it's all on paper. And they tell you how easy it is. It's just three people. But what they don't tell you is that those three people, 80% of the people that you get, or 90%, do not get three people right away. It doesn't happen right away. So those 80, 90%, they stay with you for 1 month, 2 months. And by the time they get to the third month, they don't pay $100. They just quit. So that's why this formula, CFX, why this has been so prosperous for all of us, is because everybody that joined us, whatever package they decided to start with, whether it was 300, 1,000, or 10,000, or whatever they felt good about starting with, well, even they didn't have to pay every month. Whatever they started with ended up doubling after 7, 8, 9, or 10 months. So after a while, even the person who did not get three people looks at their wallet and says, oh my God, my money's back. You know, and now they're talking to their sister or their brother-in-law. And here they are after 7, 8 months, they get somebody that finally signs up. So just wanted to say that this formula, the way that it was built, the way that it was constructed, just made it easy for 90% of the people, the retention, 90, 95% of the people remain with us. And that's why it was so prosperous until right now for all of us.
Well, we can use your example. So I was in one of those product-based companies and I had an awesome experience, but I agree with you. It could be an awful lot of work for sure. So in your case, you personally referred more than 200 people to CFX.
Well, we partnered, me and Justin, at the beginning, so it's kind of like we did half each. So yes, about 200 people, John.
Mm-hmm. So this bonus is particularly beneficial for you. We'll explain it right now. So this is part of that withdrawal fee again. This is the 10% personal matching. And what that means is that for every person that you personally refer to the platform, when they get paid a matrix bonus, you're going to earn a 10% match of theirs. So, for example, you guys were my sponsor. Every time I receive a matrix bonus, you get a 10% match. And a 10% match of my matrix is enough to buy a house in many countries. So imagine you're getting 200 of those. So that's where, this can really be quite a lucrative bonus for people if they really want to dig in and create something extraordinary for themselves.
And how about every time you renew your $100,000 package for the fast start? That's a 10% on 100,000 is $15,000, right?
Yeah, I'm doing that twice, almost 3 times a month now. So that starts to add up as well.
$45,000 a month just on your fast start bonus every month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's a smart, it's a very, very smart program, and of course, remember the matrix bonus is designed for customers. It's for everybody, and so the way you access your matrix is very different than the unilevel. Remember, the unilevel is hitting manager, director, the executive ranks, etc. Here, the way that you access all 10 levels. Now, remember what that means is anyone making a withdrawal on any particular level, you can make money from that withdrawal. So, for example, if you're on, let's say, a $1,000 trade package, you'll earn from anyone making a withdrawal in your genealogy on levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. And as you move to a 2K package, you can earn from level 5, 5K pack, earn from level 6, and so on and so forth. So when you reach a $30,000 trade package, you have the capacity then to earn from members making withdrawals on all 10 levels of your matrix genealogy. So let's talk again, in Luigi, just a minute when we get to executive rank prizes, okay? All right, so I promised you that I would give you an instruction manual on what's required to hit the rank of executive, because executive is the key. It's the key rank that's going to unlock you moving down this road to access all 10 levels of your unilevel and then beyond. Remember, beyond is that global bonus when you hit President's Club, ambassador, and global ambassador. So what's required to hit executive? Well, first of all, if you remember that PV, that personal volume, and the PV number was 50% of the value of a trade package. What that means, of course, 500 PV, is that you're required to own a minimum of a $1,000 trade package to be an executive. You need to refer a minimum of 3 people to be an executive. And over the course of your first 30 days, you need to accumulate, that's you and the teams that are growing underneath you, and accumulate a total of 25,000 in PGV. Now, of course, that's group volume. So 25,000 in volume over 30 days with a maximum of 15,000 of that volume coming from one particular line of lineage. So if you did sponsor 3 people, for example, you've got 3 separate teams. The max volume that can come from one of those 3 teams is 15,000. You do that in the first 30 days and you've hit executive. Congratulations. Now, the great part about this, though, remember, this is a 30-day rolling calendar. So what that means, very simply, from day 1 to day 30, volume accumulates, your PGV accumulates. If you're just a little bit shy, maybe you're 22,500, don't worry about it. The next month doesn't start at 0. It simply means on day 31, new volume is added, and the volume from day 1 falls off. On day 32, new volume would add, and the volume from day 2 would fall off. Day 33, new volume, the volume from day 3 falls off. So it's always that 30 days, meaning that eventually you're going to hit executive. That's very important, because what it does is it makes you an expert on hitting executive because you just did it. So as soon as you assist any 2 people in your genealogy, even if you don't know them, and they hit executive in your team, guess what that does? It propels you to the rank of manager automatically. As long as they're from 2 separate lines of lineage, you are automatically propelled to director when any 2 people in your genealogy hit the rank of manager. And so this is really a people helping people business. Remember, manager is going to unlock levels 7 and 8 in your unilevel. Director is going to unlock level 9. Hitting President's Club is the toughest because that's all 3 lines, 3 directors from 3 teams. And so this is why you'll see many, many, many people hit director. And then it takes a little while for them to bump themselves up to president. But we saw a bunch of new President Club members just last month in November. And we even saw a new ambassador. And so let's talk about the rank prizes that come along. If you remember that 20% withdrawal fee, half of it went to the matrix we just finished talking about. 10% went to the matching matrix on the last slide. And now the remaining 40% is going to go into what I'm going to show you right now. And so when you hit executive, you unlock levels 4 and 5. Remember, that was those 20% payout levels. You're also going to receive a gift, and that prize is a $900 iPad Air. So this is that paper thin iPad with the folding keyboard. If you don't need one for some reason, or you don't need any of these prizes, you can always take 75% of the value of the prize as a direct BTC payment to your wallet. When you hit manager, this is a significant jump in prize. In fact, I remember in Panama when you received your Rolex, Luigi, and you received it directly from Huascar, that's more than $10,000. And from what I know is happening in the value of Rolexes right now, yours is probably also doubled in value. So now you got like a $20,000 prize. So this is a stainless steel, his or her day-date Rolex. When you hit manager, when you hit director, $15,000 towards a 5-star trip, you plus a companion anywhere in the world. Now, of course, if you hit director and you don't want to travel right now, you can bank that. Or, of course, you can take 75% of that in a payment. Hitting President's Club is significant because not only do you get a heat score that's going to get you piles of speeding tickets, but you're also, remember, this is going to unlock level 10, and this is going to also unlock the global bonus. This is first of the ranks that unlocks the global bonus. And that's a big, Luigi, you saw a big jump in pay from your global bonus, huh?
Yes, completely. First of all, when you're going up the ranks and when you get to executive, okay, it starts being interesting. Manager, you're just starting to see the power of what you can start making. By the time you hit director, you're making more money than what we've ever made usually in our networks of past history. And then finally, when you do get to a president's rank, even though it is a little bit harder, that kind of money is just, it jumps completely. I mean, from where you were to where you're going, it's extreme. I don't like to talk about money alone, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's one of the reasons why we all do it. So the first reason should be because we love networking and we love the business. But I mean, money is kind of cool. So what I did right away is went to get that beautiful Porsche. I don't know if you all remember it. Nice, beautiful blue Porsche. And I've never driven a car like that, John. I mean, you have, but I haven't. So for me, it was a big jump.
I want to know how many speeding tickets you got.
I got a couple. I had to slow down if I didn't want to lose my permit for a year.
Yeah. So thanks for those words, dude. Money is a byproduct of doing something you like to do well. And of course, the more proficient that you get at it, generally, the more your income can increase. One of the things that's quite interesting, as Luigi was mentioning, though, director is a rank for any of you who are determined to be successful in this. Any of you can hit the rank of director.
Yes.
We have hundreds and hundreds of directors in CFX. What's unique about this that Luigi was talking about is there are many, many directors that are making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month as directors. And those are incredible incomes. I mean, you consider that type of money, those would be quite prestigious executive jobs in the corporate world to pull that type of an income in. And these are the types of things that are possible with the mathematics and this trade package ladder that has been assembled by CFX. And so doing what you enjoy doing, helping others be successful, that really is the cornerstone to hitting those levels of achievement. Now, when you hit this, Luigi, I know you also picked up one of these, didn't you?
Yeah, we ended up getting also the Lambos, the Ferrari. So basically, the first one was the Porsche, and the second one was the Ferrari. So because we're partners, me and Justin, so we talked about who was taking the Ferrari, and so Justin said, "I want the Lambo." So he says, "Okay, so I'll take the Ferrari." And
you take the first two, he takes the third.
He's waiting for the Lambo. Justin.
Now this is much more of a heat score. You get more in trouble. You get in more trouble with this.
Well, honestly, I found the Porsche was even more comfortable than the Ferrari. Okay, John. But yes, a Ferrari, it's not the same machine. Okay, it's so much more powerful. It's so much more everything. It's even noisy. So powerful a Ferrari that you have to be careful when you turn the curves. It can actually go off the road. Okay, that's how much power it has. You have to be careful with a Ferrari.
So in both of these cases, too, you can also take 75% of the value of this and receive that in BTC. And of course, many people have done that. And the nice thing about that, of course, is as BTC doubles, well, now it's not just the prize issued here, but you've got an increasing value.
Yeah,
and the last one, this is the one you guys are working towards, is Global Ambassador.
So basically, you know, you were talking about the matrix earlier. I just want to say one thing on that, because we're talking about 3 times 3 times 3. Like I said, in all the past networks, it was difficult because people just never continued long enough to get somewhere. Well, here, since people are not obligated to give an auto ship every month, those 3 people that we have, when you're talking about your matrix of 3 times 3, well, it doesn't matter when they start getting, even if they sign somebody up after 6 months or 5 months, and it doesn't matter where in their lineage that manager helps, he can be on your first rank, he can be on your second rank, on your third, fourth, 5 level. So it all adds up. So the reason why is, listen, these last couple of months, we've seen so many rank advancements. It's crazy, John.
Yes, absolutely. It's very, very exciting to see. So if any of you have aspirations to hit these upper ranks, really just focus on those simple steps of what is required to reach the rank of executive, and that very easily you can build on that. So with that, I want to thank all of you for your participation. This has been an awful lot of fun. Andrew, thanks for continuing to let people in the room. Thanks for the wise words, Luigi, and thank you all of you for being here. For those of you who contributed to the chat, that's also very much appreciated. For those of you who are brand new and haven't actually decided to get involved in the platform, you obviously need to continue to do your due diligence to make sure you're comfortable moving forward. And get back to the person that asked you to watch this presentation and simply let them know whether being a customer is most appropriate for you, or even though you don't have all the answers yet, if you know you're going to want to share CFX with others, make sure you let them know, and so they can help you get started the right way. Now, remember, we're all going to be hanging out again, same link, same time on Friday. So I look forward to seeing you all then. But between now and then, I hope you all have an excellent week.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.